Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals. Thank you for joining us for another episode of GSC's Girl Pod. You probably know us already, even if I've got slightly new hair. I'm your host, Candy, and I am joined by V. V, how you doing today?
I'm very well, Candy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Feeling like a whole new person today.
Oh.
New hair, new microphone. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you might see this thing that is right here. I'm going to try to not touch it and move it a million times. It's been here for 2 days, and any podcast that I watch where they have, like, the nice microphones, they're also constantly moving it and shifting in their seats, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna try not to, like, be just, like, the monkey repeating everything that's seen. I'm gonna
We can have
try
like we can have like a mic touch counter, just like and it rolling. It's just like ding 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 ding.
every time. You know what? Here, if I touch and move the mic more than 5 times in this episode, I will
Yeah.
give V an hour of my time to do Dark Souls. Not a full
Yay!
playthrough, but 1 hour of Dark Souls if I touch it 5 or more times.
Yay! Okay. Yay! I think that's doable. I think that's doable. Like
I think it's doable for me to not touch it 5 times, we'll see. We'll
yeah.
see.
Now you've got an incentive not to touch it
I
at all.
do.
You're just like I don't want to play fucking Dark Souls.
I do have incentive not to be like, "So," like, and just keep, like, grabbing it and moving it. Because I'm still trying to figure out, like, the balance of, like, where it goes, and I don't want it, like, blocking, like, the whole screen, and, like, I had the mic arm at one point that was, like, right across the screen, and I was like, "Oh, no, no, you can't be here, this looks awful." So I was fussing
Yeah.
with it a lot, on Friday and a little bit yesterday, so now I
You're
think I'm
happy
good
with
with
it.
it. But, of course, the
Yeah.
thing is, I will have to swing it back when we're done, so then because I was streaming earlier today, at least it's in a decent spot. On days that there's not a stream beforehand, I'll probably be more likely to keep touching it and moving it and annoyed with where it is.
Yeah.
So, we can keep a counter going for the next couple of weeks, 5 or more times, and the 5 resets every recording, but
Yeah, yeah, it's not accumulative over the
yeah,
course of, like, 5 weeks, that would be unfair. Like
that would be really unfair, but we could do a counter. If we hit 5, you get 1 hour.
Yay, yay. It'll be great, you'll love it, like
I'd love it, I'd love it, mhm,
yeah.
yeah. And if you're tuning in for the first time, you're probably like, "Why are they doing a counter for Dark Souls?" Well, that's because, I detest Souls-like games. They make me just angry, just straight up angry, but V loves them. So so we keep just sort of putting it out there, like 25 likes, this incentive, this thing, and then if it happens, we will do whatever that reward or punishment. I guess it depends on if you're me or if you're V.
It's definitely a reward for me, but punishment for Candy.
Mhm.
And I'm sure the people tuning in will consider it a punishment because my favorite Dark Souls is Dark Souls 2, like famously seen as trash. So like the people have been quite nice about not trying to make you the listeners have been very nice about not trying to make you play it. Like
This is
maybe if
true.
it was like Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1, people would be
Ugh.
more inclined to try and make you play it. Um, Dark Souls 3 is my least favorite one. So again, feel free to sound off in the comments about the fact that I am wrong, which is fine. I know that I have trash taste. Like, this, I will not be offended.
I have played 3. I did not get very far. I got very
Mhm.
frustrated very quick, and I walked
Yeah,
away.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what?
The
No, I
high
can't even
wall
say I
of
walked away.
Lothric is bad. Like,
I can't even say I
it,
walked that far away. I tried it, I think 2 or 3 times before I actually, like, truly walked away. I was like, "I
yeah,
can't get out of this stupid tower or castle or whatever it was with a dragon that was, like, breathing fire," and I was like, "This is stupid. I'm
yeah,
done."
yeah. No, I don't like the high wall of Lothric. But I get that it is a skill issue. I'm just really bad at fighting Lothric knights. And they annoy me. And I'm like, why am I bad at this? I should be good at this. I'm like, this isn't fair. Like,
Right, yeah, no. I'm like, "What do I have to do to get through this? Do I have to be, like, a purebred Targaryen to get through this fire or something? Like, this is insane. This is ridiculous. No, thank you. No, thank
yeah.
you." But yeah, so if I touch it 5 times, and you'll be able to see because you'll see the microphone jiggle, I guess, because
Yeah.
it still is in view. Um so yeah, so that'll be today's thing. But we started jumping in without doing the whole, as it's called on other podcasts, rigmarole. I don't know the
Yeah.
pillars. You have to listen to the news podcast to hear the pillars. But what I will tell you is that this podcast, we talk about gaming from our perspectives, and make sure that you click that follow button so that you can watch us here on Girl Pod, but so you can also watch the weekly news podcast every week. And then also make sure you check out gamersocialclub.ca, which is the website we write for. And the reason that I got to know V and that we got to do this, we have editorials, guides, news, reviews written for gamers, by gamers. We are not professional. You can probably take 2 looks at my writing and be like, yeah, she's not a professional. I don't know what she's doing. But definitely check that out for all of your gaming news. Um, there's pillars. Harry will say on the news podcast, but the quick, the too long didn't read is we're not professionals. We finish all the games before we review them, and I don't
And we
remember what
don't
the third
report
one
on
is.
rumors.
We don't report on rumors. That's the other
Yeah.
one. There we go. See, if you
Mhm.
want more details on those, you got to talk to Harry, though. You got to listen to the news podcast. And you can also see V on the news podcast. So you get double
Yeah.
V. Man, check it out.
Yeah. Where I also don't pay that much attention. But that's a again just a fundamental flaw in my personality. Like,
I don't know what you mean. I mean, it works great here. We just go from tangent to tangent to tangent.
mm, mm, yeah. It's like, what do you think about this news V? And I'm like, oh no. Like,
Like, so you get to see just all the different things on the Gamer Social Club YouTube. But for today, what are we drinking?
well, I have a personal favorite. I think this might have been what I was drinking last week. It's not from the same batch of beers in the fridge. I bought more beers since then. But this is Club Tropica. So it's by a little brewery in Wales called Tiny Rebel, and it is my favorite beer of all time, and not just because it makes me think of the Wham song, Club Tropicana. It's because it tastes delicious, like a nice little alcoholic lilt. So I'll be having this for the rest of the podcast. What are you drinking today?
I am finishing the bottle of Malibu that I've had. So if you've been following along on the podcast, there have been quite a few weeks, um, not in a row because I do switch it up, but quite a few weeks where I've said like, "Oh, I'm drinking a Malibu and Coke." So today is the last day. Well, at least for now until I buy another bottle, but that I will be having Malibu and Coke. So I am drinking it actually in a cup that I got for Christmas a few years ago.
Yeah.
Um, we spent Christmas with some friends of ours, and what they did was they got everybody these nifty tumblers and bought lots of stickers that we then put on our
That's cute.
tumblers.
I like
So
that a lot.
yeah, some of them are very silly. This is one of my favorites down here. For it's hard to see because of glare, but that's
Yeah,
Freddie
Freddie
Mercury.
Mercury. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
That's fun.
little drinks, mini bow, things like that. Um,
I
Bubbles
like yeah,
from
we've got some
Powerpuff
Powerpuff Girl
Girls.
rep. Like
Yeah. And then of course the thing that I see all the time if I ever do have to play Dark Souls, game over. So
yeah, I'll get you a "You Died" sticker. You can add it to your cup.
you died.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are starting to fade a little bit. So some of them will unfortunately need replacing. There's one on the bottom that says like Badass Babes Club, but
Yeah.
I think someone handed that to me and they're like, you need to put this on. I was like, oh, okay. So put it on the bottom.
Just
Um,
like
Yeah,
no
but
one will ever see.
no one will see it. It'll be there. We'll all know it's there, but I don't have to look
Yeah.
at it every time. But yeah, so that'll be the last of the Malibu for a few weeks until we buy some more.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to just finish this. So today's the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. So we
Today's
both
the
have something slightly tropical tasting.
hmm Yeah, and you know what? It is warm-ish here today. Not super warm, but warm-ish. But we're definitely coming out of the summer weather into the fall weather. So I'm like, all right, this like the Malibu needs to be gone because that it to me, it's a very summery drink,
Yeah.
because of like the coconut. And then the other time that I will have a lot of coconut flavoring is during like the holiday Christmas season. Um,
Yeah.
because there is a drink called coquito that a lot of Latin cultures have something that's very similar. Um, it's basically like Puerto Rican eggnog. Uh,
Yeah.
think of it that way for anybody who has no idea what I'm talking about. But it's a very coconut flavored drink. If you want it really, really sweet, you can use Malibu. Most people will just use like Bacardi. But that's another
Yeah.
time that like I'll tend to keep some Malibu around to mix in. Um,
Yeah.
but the fall, not so much.
No,
So
no coconut in the fall. Like,
time to go. Yeah.
yeah.
Time to go, which is fine. So I'll finish it and then I have some ciders and stuff in the fridge. So I it's not like I'm not gonna have anything to drink. Don't worry. Next
Yeah.
podcast episode there will be a new drink. I don't know what yet.
Yeah.
But
We'll
some
have new drinks next week. It can't be
yeah.
repeating multiple weeks in a row. Like that can't be the done thing. Like,
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, and I
mm,
ooh, did I have I'm trying to remember if I had Malibu and Coke on the last episode, and I actually want to say that I might have. Because that was the one with Gamerella, and I think because that was the first one we recorded, I tried to have something not so strong. So it might actually look like I'm repeating. I promise I'm not repeating. You can know that I'm not repeating and that we actually filmed this on a different episode because now my hair is dark. So
yeah.
different day.
This is definitely a
Promise.
different day. We didn't just
Promise.
bulk record like 20 episodes. Like,
No. No. I feel like at some point we should do slightly more. So we're recording this
yeah.
on a Sunday so that I can edit it tonight to put it up tomorrow.
To get it ready to go up. Yeah.
At some point, we'll have a little bit of a backlog, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Just not right now.
Just not right now. It's
Yeah.
it's hard enough during the summer and nice weather to like not do things, whether that's literally just like going out to the pub with people or just like, you know, I went to the Renaissance Fair last weekend. Next weekend I'm supposed to go to an actually Angry Orchard. They have their whole cidery and everything, so we're gonna do that on
Yeah.
Sunday, um, which means not next week, but the episode after, probably, I'll have some different drinks from Angry Orchard, which will be nice
Yeah.
because
You'll have picked some up from the cidery. Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Um, so I have that to look forward to in 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. So, that'll be nice, but then after that no, then there's one more weekend that's a little hectic, and then after that, for real, things slow
We'll
down.
do some backlog stuff. We'll get some backlog stuff
Yeah.
done.
Then things slow down at that point. After New York Comic Con, things will
Mhm.
slow down, because
Yeah.
I will be going to that. Not as part of GSE, just my own general enjoyment.
Yeah.
Um, there's
No,
not
that'll be
enough
fun.
gaming stuff for me to be like, "Give me a press pass."
Yeah. Unfortunate. Because getting press
Unfortunate.
passes is fun. Like,
They have been getting more into the gaming, but it's
mm,
usually not a ton. I know they have because of the new, uh, Metal Gear, they have the cast of Metal Gear that's going. I know they have that
nice.
this year, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's cool." And then I was like, "Oh, yeah, there's not enough, like, pop culture at this point that comes to New York. You guys are really looking for everything."
Yeah, just anything. Like,
Mhm. So
mhm.
there's more and more, like, gaming that has become pretty prevalent there. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I just touched the microphone. I didn't I literally, as soon as I tapped it, I was like, "Oh."
Damn.
As
4 more to
soon
go.
I know.
Like,
As soon as I tapped it, I was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna behave. We're gonna behave. We're gonna behave. We're gonna be good. We're gonna fold our hands in our lap and not touch."
you sit on our hands. You're not doing this. Like, I don't want
It's like,
it.
"Ugh, just keep holding the drink. If I just keep both hands
Yeah.
here, it'll be fine. It'll be fine." Mm-mm. As soon as I did it, I was like, "Oh, okay, fine. It's fine. I am going to have nerves of steel and not touch this microphone, which is how I'm going to segue into my fantasy guest this time
Yep.
around. I want Henry Cavill as a fantasy guest.
Okay, I think we all want Henry Cavill as a fantasy guest. Like,
That is the fantasy guess that I am pitching this time around.
Is your pitch that we all play Warhammer together?
I will listen, I will play Warhammer, right? I will dive into World of Warcraft, right? I
Okay,
will like whatever he wants to talk about, right? We will do it. I know that, the one of the big stories was that he missed the call initially for Man of Steel because he was too busy playing World of Warcraft, which I think is hysterical, right?
yeah,
He's very much like a big, Warhammer 40K fan, right? And, I know now he also has a kid, right? So I think it would
yeah,
also be very interesting to be like, okay, so how has gaming changed for you, like, since
yeah,
having your first kid, especially considering the types of games that he plays, right?
yeah.
When you think of like Warcraft, that is very much a time suck, right?
Yeah,
There's no doubt
absolutely.
about that. Um, you know, Warhammer very much can be the same thing depending on what you're playing, right? If you're playing tabletop, you are getting a lot of minis, possibly painting a lot of minis. That takes time. What are you going to do when that kid is running around and you need that perfect precision to paint your minis and they
Yeah.
knock into the table and suddenly everything goes everywhere?
I
Right?
feel like you'll have a locked room. I feel like you'll have a painting studio that's locked. It's just like not allowed to touch the minis. Like
Right? You
but
can't
not till
touch
you're older.
this. Yeah.
Like,
Until you're
and we
double
can give you the
digits.
lore. Like
Literally.
Mhm.
But, and I feel like those are the types of things that I think would be really interesting to, like, have, like, conversations about, right? Like, do you want your kid to be a nerd just like you are? Right? Like,
Yeah,
how are you gonna teach them all these things about gaming, right? I think that'd be really interesting. Obviously, there's things that have already been in the media, like, and whether or not they're true or not, like his displeasure at how Netflix was handling The Witcher and yada yada yada.
yeah.
All right. We don't need to hash on those things. Those things are done. I want
No,
to know what he's playing now, right? I want
yeah,
to know how he's going to continue to be a gamer, how he sees that changing, now being a parent, right? And what is it that he's looking forward to, right? Would he dive into more video game type stuff, right? Like
yeah,
you are also now a parent. You may not be able to necessarily go and be on set for movies for months at a time, right?
yeah,
But maybe you can have like a studio
s
where you do some voice acting for games.
yeah,
Just
potentially, potentially.
yeah, a career pivot, be in Warhammer games. And obviously like when you're doing something long term, they get housing and they do all those things, right? Um but how does having a kid change that and how do you keep that passion for gaming, when you're very busy? Right?
Yeah.
What does that look like? What is that shift? And obviously there's other people we could ask those questions to. Um, you
Yeah,
know.
actually quite a lot of people on the site have children.
Yeah, but
But none of them are Henry Cavill, so,
exactly. None of them
like
missed phone calls because they were too busy like playing a game to play like such a huge role.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I wonder if he's got a Steam Deck. I know he's a PC gamer.
I would assume
Like,
if he if he doesn't, I feel like now, especially with a kid, like you're getting one.
yeah, yeah, because one of the interviews he got with him was like him talking about building his PC and stuff like that. And I remember my dad teaching me how to build PCs when I was a child. So
Mm-hmm.
I assume that he's just going to be like, no, you are a nerd. Like I like you're not allowed to not be. Like, and this is how you build a PC. And yeah, we're gonna do lower dumps of Warhammer and like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like but yeah, I assume he must have a Steam Deck, or he's just went and bought one, being like, okay, okay, we're doing like a night feed, so we're just sharing with the Steam
Right.
Deck. Like,
Right, could you I have to sit in the nursery with the baby and make sure that the baby's okay and sleeping and, like, I know there's, like, concern about babies, like, rolling over and the way they sleep or whatever, but it's like, so you may not be able to have your whole PC in there, but you could have a
mhm,
Steam Deck and some wireless headphones and just, like, be sitting
yeah,
on the Steam Deck and then look over and be like, "Baby's still good? Baby's still good, okay." and just keep
Yeah.
doing like one of these.
Just a sense check. Like have like a wireless headset that does two Bluetooth things, like one connected to the Steam Deck, the other one connected to the baby monitor. Just like what?
Yeah, exactly. Or just be like sitting in the room and you have like the one headphone on and the other one like out like this, being like, okay, I can hear the baby, I can hear this, everything's good, okay. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like if we did get Henry Cavill on though, we would have to have Phrase on as a guest because Phrase is our resident Warhammer nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they would have to talk lore together,
Oh my
and
God.
someone would have to translate some of the Warhammer lore to me because I
Uh,
like the games are great. Loved Space Marine 2, like fantastic. I played it with my other friend Lewis, who is a massive Warhammer nerd, and occasionally I just be like, why? Why this, Lou? Or as we would say in Glasgow, how? Because you, as Kevin Bridges says, you do not ponder why in Glasgow, you demand how. Like,
I love that.
but um, wait, you have Phrase and Henry Cavill talking about Warhammer, and occasionally us being like, "Can you please explain the lore of what you have just said to us, uncultured?" I have played the tabletop version of Warhammer before, actually,
Hmm.
in a Games Workshop, and I am assuming you don't know anything about Warhammer lore, but you could be a secret Warhammer lore expert. Like
No,
we've just never discussed it before.
no, I, d-
But
I don't. And I like minis. I think they look really cool, right? I know that
yeah,
there's some really great lore in the universe. It's just a lot. Right?
yeah,
And I know other people that are like, "I'm thinking about, like, trying to get into it," and I'm like, "That's great," except that it is not just a time suck, it also can be such a money suck if you're doing the minis and going every week to play. Because it's like, great, you got the best set until 2 weeks from now when they put out that next set, and all of a
yeah,
sudden, your minis suck, right? Because this
yeah,
new thing came out and, I get it, and that's part of, like, the format. It's the same thing if you're, like, a Magic person and new decks come out and, things like that. Totally get it. Um, but I do know that part of the reason those universes are still making so much content and people are so into them is because they are so rich with lore.
yeah. Okay.
So dumb it down for me. You know what? This is Henry Cavill.
Pretend I am your child.
Pretend it is like 5 years in the future and you are now introducing this to your child.
Mhm.
Practice on us, teach us the lore, and then
Tell
that
us
way
the Warhammer lore.
it'll
Like,
be perfected by the time your kid is ready to learn it.
yeah, absolutely.
Also teach
I
me
think
how to
that would be
build a
fun.
PC, and then you'll know how to teach your kid. When it comes to PCs, I'm about as smart as a 3-year-old. So so yes.
It's fine. It's like doing Legos. Like, you'll be fine. Like,
Woo,
like
Legos. Yeah, yeah, it's like doing Legos. Yeah, it takes me a
yeah,
long
you
time to
just
do Legos.
plug stuff in. It's fine. We could even, at the end, all get on a match of Space Marine 2, play through some of the operations, because it is a very, very good game. And if you have not played it, you should definitely play it. Like,
I have not.
it is very, well, you get a sword that's also a chainsaw, and I feel like that's all I really need to say. Like, um,
Mhm. Okay, okay. You're
it's
selling me
very
on it.
fun. Yeah, it's very fun. There's like a fun little like parry mechanic in it. So if like if there's little tyranids like jumping at you, you can like if you hit the parry button or like the correct button at the right time, you will just like cleave them in half through the air or grab them by the face and just like smack them down. You're playing a living tank of a man and you're just like "Ugh," like and there's always like 40,000 things on the screen at any given time and you're just like cleaving through them all. It's so fun. It's so
That sounds
satisfying.
amazing.
Like, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Like, and then occasionally, like something really scary will spawn, and if you are me, you'll just be like, ah, ah, like no, ah.
So the usual.
Like,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
just have a little panic, but it's very fun. Especially the operations, which I think they've added full co-op to the campaign now. I don't know if that was there at launch, but the operations are like
Yes.
missions that you can jump into and
Mhm.
just play through. Um, and they're very, very, very fun. Like lots of blood and guts and weird little bird people that I
And
don't really
weird little
understand.
bird people.
Yeah, there's like certain faction that go weird little bird people. I'm sure my friend Lewis did explain. I was like, Lewis, why are they weird little bird people? And then he was like, wow. And I was like, okay, will you hold that thought, Lewis, because I'm about to die. Like,
See, as a D&D player, I'm used to the weird big bird people. I think
mhm,
it's Aarakocra. I always mess up the
yeah.
pronunciation. Um, I'm used to that where they can't even speak normally, they like mimic, and that's
Mhm,
how they like speak through. So I'm not used to little bird people. I'm used to big ones that then I can't even really fully communicate with. And I'm like, uh you're
yeah.
using my sounds to mimic back to me, and I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever played in a D&D campaign with Aarakocra in it. Like, I know none of the DMs I've ever had would allow any of us to play one because we are degenerates, like just terrible individuals, and you can't give us too much power because we will just run amok. Like, it's just like, oh, we're supposed to be doing this. What if we didn't do that and just did something? The last time I played, we were supposed to sabotage a boat to make sure another boat won a boat race.
Okay.
Um, we had a plan. We had a plan to sabotage the boat. It was going well until it was very much not going well. Um, I banished an artificer, just like whilst we were in the middle of the sea. Um, then held my banishment up with concentration for the full combat, not really realizing that if I had just dropped it, he would have just dropped to the bottom of the ocean and drowned. Like,
Mhm.
um, yeah, and I think we ended up just sort of blowing up the boat, which is technically sabotage,
It
but
is
also
sabotage. Mhm.
not subtle. And we were kind of asked to do it subtly. But my sorcerer doesn't know a lot of control spells, but she does get extra damage on fireball. So I don't really know how we were supposed to do this subtly, to be honest. Like,
Nope, that's fair. That's
yeah.
totally fair. Yeah,
Mm,
we're playing I don't it's the Vecna campaign that they put out recently. Um,
mhm,
and I have to give a lot of kudos to our DM because we played a homebrew. So first we did a homebrew with him as our DM. Then we started doing this Vecna campaign, and he has brought in stuff from our homebrew into this
yeah,
pre-written campaign, um, and made it work in such a way that like what happened during the homebrew has fed into like Vecna and the coming to power, and I don't want to say too much in case there are people that are like playing through it. Um, but he's built it in such a way that the two stories really merged together. Um,
yeah,
and we were playing different characters. So our characters from the homebrew did make appearances in the Vecna campaign. Really well done with that. And then we got to a certain point where he said, if you want to switch back to your characters from the homebrew, like
mhm.
this is your chance. I think I'm the only person who did that. I am the only
Really?
person who did
Yeah.
that. Um, I said I think. I know I am. Like we already made those decisions. Um, I didn't hate the character that I was playing this time around, but I wasn't like fully attached to her the way
Yeah.
that I was for like the previous character. Um, and I was just like, I was like, I don't know, like I was really trying with her, and I liked in theory, I liked the story and I liked where it was all going. But then we got to a certain point where I was like, there is no way that this character's story ends in a way that makes sense with the rest of the party. Right.
Yeah.
And I said this to the DM, and I've said this to the rest of the party too, where I was like, the way that everything was moving and the way that her character was evolving, there's no way she didn't end up evil at the end of this.
Yeah.
There's just I was like, and not a subtle evil, not like, oh, it's like at the very end in the epilogue that she's I was like, no, 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 no. The way that this is going, she could very well like turn on everybody, and then I have to play like I was like, I know that this character is taking on a life of her own,
Yeah.
and if anything, it's gonna be detrimental to everybody else.
Yeah.
Um, so I swapped to the character that I was playing before, um, which was introduced in our very first session of this because the character I was playing before became queen and was the one who set these characters on
Yeah.
this journey. So now she has joined them on this journey, um,
Yay.
which has been really interesting and fun to play, and I really like that character. But again, I give our DM a lot of kudos for wrangling us in at times, giving us a lot of freedom to do things that are sometimes very ridiculous. Um, we were doing a we were doing what should have been a deep dungeon dive, and we made it to the place a little too quick. Like, made it to the end a
Yeah.
little too quick. And and at one point, he even said something like, "You're going about this whole thing, like, in a really different way." So he's, like, trying to see, like, all the like, all he's like, "Oh, well, you can keep exploring if you."
Yeah.
So, we'll reconvene on Thursday and see if we continue to explore, but just really, really funny, um but yeah, a lot of kudos to people who can run stuff like that and keep lore in mind and do all that. And I know there is some crossover between like just general tabletop games in general. I don't know if Henry Cavill plays Dungeons and Dragons. Um, but if he does, I would 100% write a one shot for us to all do together.
Oh, absolutely.
I would figure
Yeah.
something out.
Get Ben Starr in on it. We get everyone in.
Get
Like,
everybody in on it.
yeah,
That's
we'd be fighting the rest of the team off because they will
it's
all
true.
want to be in the one shot. Like, I know that. Well, I know Harry plays D&D.
Hmm.
Um, I know that Addy would love D&D because he is an actor. I don't think he's ever played it,
You know what?
but
Okay, here's the interesting thing. I have a friend who does acting, right? She does a lot of voice recording, she does some voice acting. She's actually I saw her last weekend or 2 weekends ago, I can't even remember now. She's in a like local production of Come From Away. Um she hates D&D.
really,
She hates it because she doesn't like the improv aspect of it.
okay, that's fair.
So, I know there are
Somehow,
actors
I
that
do not
that
think
like it.
Addy would have that problem.
I don't think so either, but there are actors that I feel like there are actors that love it, and then there are actors that hate it because I feel like some actors are like, "No, give me the role and give me the script, and then I will bring it to life,"
Yeah.
versus I'm creating all of this and I'm improving it and I'm doing it within these
Mhm.
very thin guidelines.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I have played D&D with some people who do really enjoy it, but yeah, improv maybe not their strong suit. For some reason, almost all of them end up just essentially recreating like a Marvel character to
Oh, no.
play in D&D. And it's a bit like you got all this going on, and you're asking the DM if you can have a shield that you can throw and it'll come back to you. Like, we know what you're doing. We know what you're
Mhm.
doing, Steve. Like this is not Steve that we know. This is another person whose name is not Steve, but his character name is Steve. And I was like, this is the least subtle
Of
thing I've ever
course.
seen in my entire
Of course.
life.
And then
Like,
his last name is Rogers, and he's from New York, and he happens to have, like, an American flag, even though America doesn't even exist in D&D. Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know
Yep.
if he had a surname. Like, I don't know if he put that much thought into his character and or backstory. To be honest, I think the DM was just like, "Okay, you can do all that, but I'm writing your backstory, and it's going to be
Mm.
wild." Like,
That is one of the things that I really love when it comes to, like, games like D&D 2, the backstory, um,
yeah,
which is why I also think I felt more attached to the character from the homebrew than the second one that I created, because I was just like, I put a lot of thought into her backstory.
yeah,
Too too much. I will say, in some regards, it was too much. I created a family tree for her. I was like, "Here's all the players, like, here's this,
yeah,
here's why she is the way she is," and I did all that. But I really like all that. Like, I have a homebrew that I have very slowly started to piece together. Um, like, I know the characters and I know the main baddie. I know sort of the story arc that it would follow. It would be within 3 acts. So, like, I have some things that are, like,
yeah,
built out. I did finally, like, give the city a name, and I, like, started doing things like that. My problem And it's not, I guess, not necessarily a problem if you take lots of time or dedicate lots of time to it. Um, it's just that like I want to flesh it out so much. And I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
you can't flesh it out that much because you'll never get it done. But there's just a lot of things that I want to put into it. And then one day, like actually try to run it. But um yeah, I love the character creation, the town creation. I love things
Yeah,
like that, when it comes in, which is why I think I'm so interested in the lore that gets built for so many of these games.
yeah.
It's just that it's overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I know that there's a Warhammer, like, tabletop RPG. My
Mhm.
friend Yana plays it with her husband, but I've never um, delved into that. Um, and I don't know how willing I am to learn, like, a whole new TTRPG system, to
Yeah.
be honest. Like,
Yeah.
when they're making the changes to D&D at the moment, we like D&D 1 or whatever they're calling it, and I'm like, I don't even know what half this shit does in 5e. Like, what? No. Like, I know how my spells work. That's all I
Mhm.
know. Like, um,
Mhm.
I love the characters that I've made and played in campaigns, but I am actually really bad at character creation in D&D. Because I don't like to give like a big backstory because I don't want the DM to then. I would rather they have like the freedom to like weave my character into the world, sort of a thing.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, because I've got friends that they just make characters and they have like 20 backup characters because they just love
Making
doing
them.
the
Yeah.
character creation. And I'm like, I have like four characters, one of which is where my name on Gamer Social Club and all that comes from, is Lady V of the Dread
Mhm.
Fortress. My my tiefling sorcerer, who I am in love with,
Mhm.
which is kind of weird because she's just kind of me, but better and can set things on fire at will. Like,
I mean, that just sounds like there is self-love there and self-adoration, which is fine, but also the realism to know that you are not perfect and that there is always improvement, which is the journey of life. I don't know what you mean. I think
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
why can't I set things on fire at will? Like, like, why don't I have magical powers? This isn't fair. Like,
I mean, you could have magic.
mm.
Maybe we just don't know it. Maybe you haven't practiced it yet.
That's very true. That's very true. Woe betide anyone who sits in my office if it ever turns out that I can set things on fire at will. Like, because I'll be burning shit down. Like,
We just need to find what your arcane focus is. That's really what it is.
oh yeah, that could work. That could work.
Mhm.
I was going to look around the room, but it's a bomb site at the moment. So if it's anything, it's not visible underneath just the piles of boxes that need to be taken out for recycling. Like,
It happens. It happens,
yeah,
you know?
too many people's birthdays all at once, so too many parcels being delivered. I'm
Mhm.
like, these all need to go.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I know, like, our because we live in an apartment, and then, like, the where all the cardboard and stuff has to go, it's always so crowded, so there are definitely times where we have so many boxes because we're like, we literally cannot take our cardboard out because there's just no space to put it. So then it
Yeah,
ends up just sitting there. So, I feel that. Yeah,
yeah, and
it
it's okay
happens.
because I love cardboard, so it's okay. It doesn't bother me too much. Like,
You know what you should do with the cardboard? Hear me out. You should build horse stables so that you can recreate your favorite horse girls.
what a segue! Like, okay, yeah, let's. I thought you were going to say like a fort.
Nope.
Oh, I don't even remember any of their names. Like, there's one called Vodka, and I'm like, why? Like,
There
but
is
then I
vodka.
remember my sister named their second cat Smirnoff, and I'm like, oh, probably that. Like, oh man, what a weird little game. Like, it's so weird. But I couldn't switch it off. I had
I
shit to do.
no,
Like,
that's how
it's so
I
weird.
feel. That I I am trying to figure out what it is about this game and I can't quite put my finger on it, right? And
Yeah.
the thing is, it's not the other thing is it's not then that I'm spending money on it either, right?
No.
Because I'm not doing that. But I also just find myself being like, "Oh, I could start up a career and see what happens. Oh, I could do a few races. Oh, I'll just," and then some I don't always watch like the entire race. I'll like speed it up. But
Yeah.
then sometimes I sit there, like I do want to see how far like Symboli Rudolph gets. I do want to see how she does in this race. Like, yes, I want to see her in her emperor outfit, looking down on me when she gets first place. Yes, this is what I want to see. Like, show me.
I don't think I've unlocked this horse girl. I've
Yeah,
not played enough of horse girl game to have unlocked anyone that I'm like, okay. Like,
I'm just like, okay, yeah, yeah. I like again, I don't know what it is, and it's really interesting to me that I'm not gonna call it a full on compulsion because I like it's not a full on compulsion or anything, but there is something very entertaining about how ridiculous it is. I think that's part of it, that it's so ridiculous.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it is just they're just girls who are horses. But but I think, yeah, and yeah, the concerts don't make any sense, but I watch them all. I'm like, what am I looking at?
Okay, I have not watched all the concerts. I skipped some of them. Although I will say some of the music is actually pretty good.
Very good. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is fun. This is fun. We're doing a little dance. We're very excited. We won the race. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're just like, you're like in
Mhm.
mid 30s, just sitting on your PC, like, just playing a mobile game about horse girls. Like, it's like,
Mhm.
eh, in full. Like, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
mm,
You're not just a racer, you're also an idol.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like,
Well,
yeah.
and you have to get fans to do things.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm very the thing that I get it, and I do understand it's probably because it's a gacha game, so it wants you to spend the money. But I'm like, some of these career modes are hard. Like,
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
I don't have any time to train. What do you mean? What do you mean we've got 5 races in a row?
Oh my god, yes! I literally was doing one yesterday, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, "What do you mean I have all these races in a row? Where is my, like, break? I need to let her rest. I need to go do some recreation. She's in a bad mood because she didn't go fast enough in this last race, and now, she needs to recoup. Like, what do you mean I don't have a minute to, like, breathe? I don't understand."
Yeah, yeah. I think I like who's the starting one that everyone gets, and then you do the tutorial with.
Mhm. Um,
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember now either.
Um, which is quite bad.
The
But
first one the first one I remembered, like, doing that I got pretty far with was Daiwa Scarlet, but I don't know if that's the first one.
yeah,
Is
that
it?
is it.
Okay.
It is her. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, her whole career path is just like bam, bam, bam. I was like, what the fuck?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
then I just lost, and then it's just like, oh, so you can try that again. It was like it's not going to go any fucking better, like
But
because you're just
sometimes
going
it
to the start
does.
of the race, like.
Sometimes the crazy thing is that sometimes it does, because then it's like certain things will trigger, and that's why sometimes I end up like I'll speed it to like the 4 times speed, but I'll watch it. Because
Yeah,
it'll be like, "Oh, the first time I did this race, this skill didn't trigger for whatever reason." And then
yeah,
now I get the moment where it's just like she pops up on the screen with the bright colors behind her and her skill triggered, and now she's like booking it and she's wait and
yeah.
I'm like, "Whoa, where how? What? Okay. Great. Great. Like what is
um,
happening?"
you have all these people on Reddit being like, "This is my build for this horse girl." So, and I'm like,
Yes.
this is insane. They're just horse girls. But also, why can't I stop fucking playing
Uh, That literally and I have it on my phone, right? So I'm sitting on the train commuting to work and I'm just
it?
like, "Oh, I can start a career up. Yeah, hold on. Let me just start this career." You know?
Miss your stop.
Thankfully I'm the last stop, thankfully. But I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll just do this," right? Or, I'd be like, "Oh, I'll do the daily races while I'm on the train because at least I'll get the star shards so then I can like upgrade whatever." And I'm just like, "Yep, this is fine. This is great." I think especially like when I'm commuting, and I'm commuting on a train, people, so I'm not driving, so everything is safe. But
Mm.
it's mindless enough that I can do it passively, but there is just enough thought that I don't feel like I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Because I do have to decide, do I want to run you as a front runner, as a pace, as an end, as a late, right? Or end, whatever, do I want to, which races do I want to have you do in between for extra fans, right? What
Yeah.
training are we doing today? Like all those things
Yeah.
that are just enough. I will say I do have it like to speed up most of the interactions that happen during the season, right? Because I'm like, I care very little for some of these stories. Very, very little.
When I was playing it on Friday, there was one, and I had it like on full speed up, just auto, and it seemed to just go on forever. I don't know what
Mhm.
they were talking about, like Ouija boards or something like that. Like I caught like one bit of it, and I was just like, "Why is this so long? Like, how long
Mhm.
would I have to be clicking through this and reading?" I feel like I would
Yes.
have been there for like 15 minutes because on
Yes.
speed up it still took like 3.5 minutes or something to
Mhm.
get through it, and I'm like, are people this invested in the other horse girls that are not their horse girls and what they're afraid of? Maybe I don't know. Like
Well, and I
weird.
know it's also because some of it will give you options, and then depending on which option you choose, it will impact what unlocks for your horse, right?
Mhm.
So it's like, you see two other characters talking, and I guess your horse is eavesdropping on them. I don't actually know, but then you'll get options, um, and it's like, oh, we can help them hand flyers out, or I'll just take
Mhm.
one, thanks, right? And depending on what you choose, it's like, okay, your stamina went up by 10 because I guess you walked around with them to hand out flyers,
Yeah.
or your wit went up by 5 because you were like, haha, I'll help you by taking one flyer, but I ain't doing this. See ya.
Yeah. Also, what is wet for? Is it for anything? Do you need
So,
it for anything?
yeah, so I have asked this before and I'm trying. So I know it depends on the type of runner that you are, or the type of way that you're having them run. My understanding of wit, and if somebody plays this and I'm completely wrong, please tell me. My understanding is that wit is to help them figure out how to get around people, especially if they are like a late or an end runner.
Ah, okay.
Because if you're like a front runner, you want a lot of speed and you want a lot of stamina. If you are like a pace, a late, or I guess even an end, you want a lot of power
Mhm.
and you want some wit. And there's one more that now I'm blanking out on.
Oh, guts. Is there guts? Yeah.
Guts. Guts is another one that I think helps you like maneuver your
Yeah.
way around and be more I guess gutsy, huh? When like, making these moves around some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Um I've noticed that I have a lot more luck with characters when I am doing either the front or the pace runners. I cannot figure out like good strategies for late or end runners.
No.
I can't do
No.
it.
I don't really know what I'm doing at all. So I'm just like speed, power, go. Like
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing for most of them until like 2 days ago. And I've been playing
Hmm.
for like 2 weeks. Right.
I can't be playing the horse girl game for 2 weeks. We're so busy.
I
Like
I know. This is why like literally it's like on my commute or if I'm like laying in bed and I just like haven't fully like been able to fall asleep. I'm like, "Oh, I'll just run some races. I'll just, just chill a little
yeah,
bit."
I'm not downloading it onto my phone. I refuse. Like
Oh, it's bad. It's bad because then
it's bad enough.
it's too accessible.
Yeah. No, it's bad enough that I've got Battledraw on my phone. I'm absolutely not putting horse girl
The
game on
I
my
don't
phone. I
have
refuse.
the
Like
only other game I have on my phone is Slay the Spire, which that requires a lot more thinking.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
like, I'm like, "Oh, Slay the Spire is a brain game.
Mhm.
Horse Girl Racing, though, not a brain game."
Yeah. It's definitely not a brain game. Like
No. It is just enjoy, run around. But, yeah, I wish I could figure out what it is that has made it so like, addictive, or it was just like, "Yeah, this is what I'll boot up." Like, I I did have, and I love Persona, and I'll talk a little bit about Persona stuff afterwards, but, um, I love Persona. Love it, love it, love it. Downloaded Persona 5X on my phone,
Mhm.
and I haven't touched it, and I finally just deleted it because I was like, "I'm not really playing this." And it's not even that
Yeah.
it's the gotcha elements, right? Because 'Cause I'm like, "I don't care about the gotcha elements, like, that's fine." I just
Yeah.
could not feel committed to it in the same way. Meanwhile, this one, I'm like, "Yeah, okay, great. It's bright, it's vivid, it's this." It's like, I'm in, I'll boot it up. Um,
Yeah.
I was playing Honkai Star Rail for a while, and, mostly with Honkai, I fell off because of all the voice acting things, and I just couldn't keep
Mhm.
up. Maybe I'll go back to it now that I think the voice actors are back, so I don't have to read an hour of text, um,
Yeah.
when I'm playing. But, like, with this one, I'm like, "Doesn't matter what they're talking about." I think that's the thing, it doesn't matter what the conversations are at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Like, their stories, I'm sure are silly and entertaining because I did watch the first episode of the anime, because there is an anime about this, you know? Yeah.
Who is the main character in the anime? I need to know.
So it's not a main character. Each episode seems to be a different character, even though they're all, like, within it. So the first episode, and the only reason I've only watched the first episode is because Sean said he wanted to watch it.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely. It's
haven't
definitely Sean's fault. It's not like
well, so I haven't watched the rest of it because he's like, "Oh, I kinda wanna watch it," because he's been playing the game longer than I have. So
Yeah.
I was like, "Alright," so I've only seen the first one, and the first one follows Special Week, um, as
Yeah, because that's
she
who's in the first, like, trailer race sort
Mhm.
of thing, isn't it? Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so it follows her as she joins, the academy,
Mhm.
right? So it's her trying to find a team, um, to join and find a trainer, and, her getting acquainted, with the school after being someone who has lived in, like, middle of nowhere for her whole life.
Yeah.
So she's very excited to get to Trace in Academy, right? And you do meet the other some of the other girls, not all of them.
Mhm.
Like Symboli Rudolph is the class president. So you get to see her. Um, Haru Urata is there, and she is a moron.
Yeah.
That is
No,
the horse that
I have
famously
seen her.
lost. Yeah, never won a race. Um, but she's not so smart. They show Goldship very little bit, but Goldship is a bit of a weirdo. Goldship is the one that I know a lot of memes have been made of because when she wins a race, she runs at you and then, like, drop kicks you in the face. Um, and
Okay.
then she, like, hovers over you and waves. That's, like, her thing. I don't know why. Um, but so you get to meet the different girls, and each girl has, like, an episode that talks about, I'm assuming it's, like, their motivation for being there and what they want out of the academy and blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So eventually I will watch the rest of it, but I'm like, well, I'd rather just watch the anime than get the story from the game
Yeah. Because I also don't understand the story in the game, and it seems to reset every
every
time you
time.
do a career anyway. I know there are story things that you can click on to go through the story. I've not
Mhm.
been doing that because I don't understand why it's there. I'm very confused by the game. Like, I'm like, I just want to do the career thing. Like, why is, and then there's special stories talking to other people. I'm like, what do I get for this apart from like carrots? Like anything? Like, because I don't care. Like,
You get more carrots to pull from more horse girls and more support cards. And then some of the stories that you see throughout you have a higher chance of seeing certain stories throughout the career based on the
Mhm.
support cards that you put in your
Yeah,
career. So that part is, like, the only part that I've understood.
yeah,
Other things I've understood very little. I'm
yeah.
like,
I
okay.
don't really understand much. Like, I'm
And
like, I feel like I'm gonna have to do these careers over and over again to like level up the horse girls so that I can finally
yes.
get one that wins. Like,
And that's exactly it. It's like
yeah,
because you do the careers and you almost want to rotate who you do the careers with, because as you go through the careers and they finish their career, good, bad, or in between, then they become legacy horses. And then based on the legacies, right? So I'm just gonna, because I know most people like have not done this, but so your first run is Daiwa Scarlet, and then let's say your second run is vodka, right?
Mhm.
Then when you get to your third like career run, you can then use vodka and Daiwa Scarlet as legacy for
Yeah.
your new third one. And they will give boost to the third one that you're running with based on where they ended their
Yeah.
careers. So you
Mhm.
want to keep like rotating out, because at first what I was doing and I realized that this was wrong. Once I realized, I was like, "Oh, I really like some Bolly Rudolph." I just kept running her and I was like, "Wait a second." But then I never will get another
Any
legacy because
further,
she
yeah.
can't be her own legacy.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I was like, "Wait, I actually have to rotate through." So then I finally
Mhm.
started to do that. Um And then you put them into teams and they can run as teams, although I have not won a team race. Um, and then they have special races that come through. I finally won my first special race. I think it might have been last night. Um,
Yeah.
Against like a really hard horse girl. Um, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I finally won one. This is amazing." And it was a great feeling to get like that first win. I'll probably never win another one. Um, but it was pretty cool. I'd be like, "Yeah, all right, we did it." But it is, I think, also seeing, and maybe this is the perfectionist in me. Um, they grade everything, right? So at the end of the career,
Yeah.
the horse girl gets a grade, right? At the
Yeah.
end of at the end of races, you know where you ranked, right? Your team, when you run team races, they get rankings. So I'm like, what do you mean this whole career was only a C? Well, I needed to be better and I think that's like part of what I keep coming back for. I'm like, well, how do I get to a B? And then how do I get to
Yeah.
an A? And how do I just
It's
get
not
better?
even just playing in on your FOMO for being a gacha. It's being like, "Oh, that was bad, by the way." Like, you're like, "How dare you?" Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
"Well, next time we're gonna be even a better horse girl, so how about that?" Like,
Yeah.
suck it, game. Like,
Exactly. I'm like, "No, I need to be better. I need
yeah,
higher scores." And then, then they give you the fan count, and I'm like, "What do you mean I only have 20,000 fans? I need
yeah.
30,000 fans. I need more fans. I What do you mean?" It's
Yeah.
very it's very compete with yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Whereas I'm just like, I need to figure out what I'm doing because I'm confused. Like,
That's the thing
like
that once you start to figure it out, then you compete against yourself.
yeah. I think I'll definitely be more like skills, figuring out what all the skills do and actually how they work and like the best place to like
Mhm.
put them and stuff like that. Because most of the time now I'm just like, I don't know, whatever, that one.
Mhm.
Like, can I afford it? That one, yeah. But then I'm like, I don't even know how these work together. Do these work together? I don't know what is going on. Like,
Yeah. 'Cause then it's also
mm,
like, oh, because then some of the skills you see, I'm like, "This skill has nothing to do with this horse." Like, it'll be like, "Oh, this skill is for late runners." And I'm like, "But I'm running them as a pace or a front, so this late skill does nothing for me." Like, so then I never get it. I'm like, "I don't
yeah,
care about you."
yeah,
Um, so some of that, but I would say most of that, I didn't start to understand until 2 or 3 days ago. I was like, "I don't
yeah.
know what I'm doing." Like,
Go
and then
horse, go, go.
literally, and then
Oh,
finally it started
okay.
to click. But then
Yeah,
and now that it clicks, I'm like, "Oh, okay, we can't be sitting here with C tier careers. No, no,
yeah,
no, my friend. It must be a B or better. And then
yeah,
we're gonna aim for A, and then we're
yeah.
getting that S. I don't know how.
I'm going to assume that given the fact that this is a Japanese gacha game, that it goes above S.
I would assume so.
It'll be triple S. Like,
I mean,
you know,
the highest rank that I've seen the support cards are SSR.
yeah. Is that
So
a rank or is that how rare it is to pull it? Because I assumed that meant super special rare.
It is.
I saw that and I read that
Yeah.
in Pokemon terms because you get like special illustrated rare, which is an
Mhm.
SIR, or like a special alternate rare, like the alternate arts. So I just I it,
Mhm.
that went into my brain as like full Pokemon terms, like, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's like a special one that is difficult to pull.
Yeah. Yeah, it is ones that are more difficult to pull, but seeing that, like, and I was saying to somebody too, I was like, seeing how they have that ranking there, but then they have S for some of the other stuff in the career. I've only seen an S once. I don't remember who it was. And it was because of the legacies and the way they built up. One of the horse girls, like, their running on turf was like an S rank, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so S exists in this too." So I don't know if they have SSR or SR in that too, but I'm like,
Okay,
"Okay, at least I know stuff in the career goes up to S."
okay. I
So,
do not
like,
have any horses that can do S in anything. Like,
I've only seen it once. Like, it was just the once, and I
no,
was like, "Oh my,"
all
but
my horses are trash.
I still feel like most of my horses are trash. I look at them and I'm like, all these skills start at G, and I'm lucky if through legacies we get a few things to F. I'm like, you know what? F is
Yeah,
F is failure. Like, what is this? Get
yeah.
better.
Why are you
Come
so
on.
bad at this? And I think in my first run, with the Scarlet, I did get at least one of them up to E.
Hmm.
But that was just because I was just like, oh, stamina, go. Like,
Yeah.
you're a
Yeah.
horse. No, speed. You're a horse. Go, speed.
Fast.
Like,
Gotta go fast. Come on. Come on.
why would I want to put it in anything else? And then I like got to the end of a race and it's like, your horse didn't have enough guts to do this. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm so confused. What? I've never met a brave horse. Have you met a horse? None of them are brave. Like, they're all afraid of fucking everything. You've got a horse, and then it sees like a hedge, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what is that? And you're like, is that you live in a field? What the fuck do you mean? It's a hedge. Like,
Oh,
gutsy horses. I'm like, I don't believe it.
God,
This is
that's the
strange.
human part of them.
Yeah.
That's the human in them. They need the guts.
Well, does the anime explain why some people are normal people and some people are horse people?
It is it's like they explain it very quickly. At least in the first episode it was very quick, where
Yeah.
it was very much like some are specially born to be runners, and I don't remember if they gave like a whole backstory to it, because it's like when you meet Special Week and she's traveling, she talks about her mom, right? And her
Yeah.
mom is very clearly not a horse girl. Her mom does not have a
There's
tail. Her mom does not have horse ears.
there's no horse men, right?
Not that I've seen. I don't think so.
Okay. So just some people are just born as horse. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Do
Yes.
horses exist? Do actual horses exist in the lore of I can't remember how to say it.
Umamusume.
Umamusume,
Uh,
yeah. Do they
that's a
have real horses?
so they have real horses. They do have that because part of the story is that great race horses are reborn as horse girls.
Okay.
So,
So they have horse girl racing and actual horse racing in the
yes.
world of the okay.
Yes. Yes, I know this is like
So does that mean
insane.
if you're when you're born as a horse girl, like your parents then have to look through like a list of dead of dead racehorses to pick your name? Like, is there like a register? Because I assume you can't just have a normal name if you're a horse girl. You must be named after.
You know? I mean, they call her
I need to
Special
know the
Week, so
lore.
I don't all of them, as far as I know, have literally horse names. I don't know how they find out what spirit is like given
Yeah.
to them. And they live alongside humans like normal, right? Like it's not like they're not even sort of looked at weird, right? They're just like,
No.
yeah, this is a thing. Like in Japan, they just know it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do
oh, okay.
do you think there's any horse girls are born and they're like, I don't want to be a racer. Like
I feel like there has to be. I feel like if they haven't done a story like that, they have to.
yeah, just like I don't wanna be a horse girl though. Like
That would be such a good story.
yeah, I wanna be a show jumping horse instead of a racehorse. Like I wanna do dressage. Like
I mean, there's probably I feel like that should be like an offshoot because I feel like there probably is ones that are like that, and they're like, I just want to be an idol and do like just the prancing because they are also
yeah.
idols.
Yeah, I'm actually baffled that there's not like a dressage function. Like
I mean, one of my characters does run around in like a wedding dress, like very pretty dresses.
yeah, no, there are very pretty yeah, like a lot of the outfits are very pretty. I was like when so my dad dated a woman once who had horses. Um and she would take them to so they were show horses, not
Yeah,
race
not
horses.
racehorses. Yeah,
Yeah, but if they were getting ready to go to do like show jumping and dressage and stuff like that, you need to get up like really early in the morning and plait all their hair. So it's like you
mm-hmm.
plait the mane and put it on. And I'm like, how like makers of a horse girl game, you have missed the trick because we cannot plait the horse's hair. Like
Maybe
and
not
people would
yet.
be into that.
What if
You
it's
can't
just
tell me
not
that people would
yet?
not be into that. Like
Yeah, like I'm actually opening it up. I'm like, can you? I because I know you can change their outfits,
yeah.
but
Do you need to
can
unlock outfits? I assume you have to unlock outfits, right?
yes.
Mm.
That's why I'm like, can you? How do I do this again? Uh, that's you, veteran. I don't want to look at veteran. I'm gonna look at the trainees. So details? No. Um, how do? There's a way to change the outfits, but I have quite a few that are in some very nice outfits. And now I'm like, how did we get you in this? Because I don't remember for the life of me. Oh, okay. So you go to like their profile, and
Uh-huh.
then you can see like the different outfits that they have. So this is like my emperor girl, where I'm just like, yes,
Okay.
you are gonna look down on me, 100%.
Mm.
Um, and then I have some of them in like I don't know why she's in like a literal wedding dress. I'm like, girl, how do you run in this? Like,
How do
ain't
they run in anything that they are wearing
like
realistically?
how
Like
how are you running in this?
because
Like,
she's a magical horse girl. Like
I mean, you know, it's just really interesting. I recently got Narita Bryan. Maverick is because they have like they have their names, but then they some of them have like
there's like a title. Yeah.
their title. Yeah, so this is like the most recent one that I got.
Okay.
And I'm like,
That is an outfit. Like
it's yeah, I'm like, that's an outfit. Okay. Um, so it's really interesting the way that they have some of them like set up. I'm like, and there's ones that are siblings. I kind of forgot about that. Right. Because there's Megiddo McQueen, who again,
yeah.
this is not meant for running. Like, please,
No.
why are we running in
No.
this? That is the outfit that you wear for like dressage. That's just like
Yeah.
just sit and rely. Like she got a little hat. That hat is not staying on your head when you are running. It does
It's
in
so
these races, but it is not actually staying on your head.
it's so weird as well because especially when you start the career and like your horse girl's the only one wearing like an outfit and all the rest of them are in like gym gear and
Yes,
I'm like what the fuck is happening here, like why do we have a
100%.
nice outfit, like why is
Yeah.
that girl got her gym clothes on, but also they all have numbers like little number tags that you'd find
Mhm.
but you don't, you're just like
You're
just in
special.
your nice pretty outfit like
Yep. Yep.
I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why are they not all in outfits? Like, I was so confused. Like, and I didn't realize you could change their outfits until when I went to do another person's career, and then they did like the first race, and they were in the same outfit as the first,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Do you guys not all get your own outfit? Like, what is this? like, why are we
Mhm.
sharing outfits here? This feels unfair. Like,
There's, like, the
like
school uniform, and then there's their individual, like,
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
mm.
No, it's ugh. And I guess is like, there's the more pulls and everything, then people get the different outfits and the different looks and, you know,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep playing. We'll see how long it keeps my attention. So far, it's been about 2 weeks,
yeah,
and I'm like, "Okay." I do know that people have said once you, like, run out of carrots for pulls, it's a lot harder to, like, accumulate again,
yeah,
and I'm like, "Maybe that'll be the tipping point. When I get to a point where I want to pull and I can't pull without spending money, maybe that's my tipping point." Uh, but right now, I'm still enjoying it, and I definitely cannot spend any money on this game because I've just spent a stupid amount on buying skins in Overwatch because they brought in the
why?
Persona characters.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never played Overwatch, so I don't like.
I uh, I mean, it's free to play, and I want you to play it because I think we would just have fun being ridiculous in it. Um,
Mhm,
but they brought in 5 different skins from
mhm,
Persona 5. So they brought in Joker, Queen, Panther, Skull, and Fox.
yeah,
So the 5 skins for certain characters. And then they brought in another like 36 different icons and different things for your characters and different voice lines and sprays and all this other stuff. Um,
mhm,
and I was just like, fuck, I want this. I want all the
yeah.
Persona stuff. And now I'm like, okay, the question becomes, will Persona 5 be the thing that finally takes down Overwatch? Because most other games that have collabed with Persona 5 have not lasted.
Wait, is
So
this a thing? I was not aware that this
it
was a
is a
thing.
thing. There
Okay,
there are other like I mean it's been primarily gotcha games and things like that, right?
yeah,
Because obviously like Super Smash Brothers has Joker. Super Smash Brothers is fine. Um
yeah,
Joker is also in the Sonic Racing game that just came out, and there's something else that he's in that now I can't think of. Um, but gotcha games that have collabed with Persona 5 have seemingly had difficulty continuing afterwards.
yeah.
So it's like, is this the thing that's the nail in the coffin for Blizzard and Overwatch, or does Overwatch break the curse?
Well, yeah, I think the fact that Overwatch 2 didn't shut itself down after
Hmm.
being what the most negatively reviewed game on Steam upon launch,
I mean, even
probably
before that,
yeah.
even before that, I did not play Overwatch 1. I
No,
didn't get
I've not
into
played
it
any of them.
until it was Overwatch 2 and it was free to play, right?
Yeah,
Um, but people were so upset with the way that it relaunched because it was supposed to have all these things that they promised and then it had like almost none of it. Um, and it's like all they did was become a 5v5 game, but then now there's a 6v6 mode again. So it's not even just 5v5 and they've brought back things from classic and I
yeah,
feel like they have done the most Blizzard thing where it's like we relaunched as something new so that then we could bring back the classic stuff. And the way we call WoW Classic, it's just you have these
yeah,
options in Overwatch.
yeah. It's just, yeah. We've taken away the thing that you like. We've bought back a version of it that's not what you want, but we'll hook you in by continually bringing back the stuff that you like.
Hmm. And now there's loot
Mm.
boxes, right? Because people were like, they should have kept the loot box system. Well, now there's loot boxes, and now there's this, and now there's that, right? So it's like, so all
Where
the
are we in modern gaming that people are giving games negative reviews because the loot boxes are gone? Like, what do you mean? What's wrong with you? like,
And now again, I didn't play original Overwatch, right? So for me, I'm like, "Oh, loot boxes, that's cool." And people are like, "We used to have them, but now they just brought them back." I'm like, "And now here you are playing, and here's me who didn't buy the game in the first place, who's now playing it." I'm like, "Oh, this is fun." And you're like, "I'm playing it, but I'm mad because they took these things away, but now it's back, but I'm still mad about it, but I'm still playing."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay. Well, I'm just here to have a good time."
Well, yeah, I think that's one of the things that just happens with free to play games is that it's just like, yeah, we're gonna
Mhm.
we're gonna strip everything away and then we'll drip feed you. But the majority of people that play them are like it's either just like the only game that they play and they really enjoy it and that's
Mhm.
completely fine, or they are like stuck in a gambling loop with the game. And so they are just like, I bet if you go into the most negative reviews of Overwatch on Steam, you're going to have ones that are like, yeah, this was terrible, and then um you're that have only played it for like half an hour or something like that,
Mhm.
and then you're going to have people that are like, this is the worst game ever made. Blizzard can suck my whole ass. Like this is so terrible, and it'll be like 394 hours played, like, or worse,
Always.
it'll be like 1,000 hours. Like it's like what trash, genuinely horrendous, and it'll be like 300 hours played at time of review, 1,000 hours played since, and it's
Mhm.
like,
It is still sitting at so it's at looking at it right now, recent is mixed. English reviews, it says mostly negative, right?
yeah,
Although I will say I don't know why you would get it on Steam. I'll be totally honest. Like I know people don't like having so many separate launchers, but I'm like, whatever, just get it on a separate launcher. Who cares?
so
Um
you can write your reviews for it. I have found one. I have found one. Not recommended. Collab bundle skins cost more than the game they're from. I also sometimes wonder who exactly Blizzard is listening to when make changes. 1,567 hours on record. And it was 1,539 at the time of review, which was like which was posted just before the weekend. So even though they went on and they were like, this is bad and I hate it, negative review, they put 30 hours into the game over
mhm.
the last like 3 days. Like, it's like, have some respect for yourself, man.
Yeah.
Like,
My favorite is ones like this, right? So this person 4.5 hours at review time. That was last month, right? Last month, they
yeah,
played it for 4.5 hours, did the review. Then, since then, they have put another 60 hours into the game and said it's not recommended. Well, you didn't recommend it, but then you continued to put another 60 hours in after your review.
yeah,
So, what
no,
do you mean?
absolutely.
Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Like,
Like, there's so many. This one, I don't think it says how many hours were in it as part of the review because of the way I'm on it, but it's like it was posted basically when it came out, I think. So it's like February 2024. Not recommended. Imagine you bought a book and it's great. A few years later, a publisher comes, takes your book, and gives you cheap magazine version of that book, which doesn't have all of the chapters. Also, you have to pay to get new chapters while the original book was getting bigger for free. Not recommended. 1,009 hours in the game.
it's unreal. It's unreal. I mean, and
And it's like,
it,
not to say you can't criticize things that you're going to just spend all
yeah.
your hours in, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, okay, just maybe find another game. Just don't write the review on Steam. Just don't write
Yeah.
it. It looks silly.
It does look silly, and you know what? And I think for me, I'm like, it looks even sillier in a game like this because
Mm,
at the end of the day, you don't need to spend any money on it, and you can still be the most competitive person in the game.
yeah,
You spending money does not get you new skills, it doesn't get you new characters, doesn't get you anything besides cosmetics,
yeah,
right? So you could play this shit for free and become the best player there is just by spending the time with the game, right? You'll
yeah,
still get access to the battle pass, you'll still get all the things, right? So it's just like to have so many visceral, angry complaints. Just like, why? Why?
yeah, yeah.
What are you
I
doing?
get, I am. I understand why people are complaining, especially if they're big fans of Overwatch 1
Mhm.
and it
And you
was
spent the
removed from
money on
them.
it, and yeah. Like, fine,
Yeah, and they
valid.
took it off you and they gave you it back. Although to be fair, I did see this review before. I think I follow a Twitter page about Steam reviews that are funny. But yeah, I get and I understand all the criticisms, and I'm like, yes, let's criticize game companies for shitty practices,
Mhm.
absolutely. But then I also probably wouldn't then go and put 1,000 hours into the game that
Right.
I thought had shitty practices.
Right.
Um, but yeah, this is actually my favorite review on Steam and will be forever, which is it's got 710 hours of the game, but this doesn't matter. It's like the porn artists put more effort into their work than
Oh
Blizzard.
my god.
And I'm sure if you've been on the internet for more than 5 minutes, if you've never played Overwatch, you've seen Overwatch porn, even without your consent,
Mhm.
because it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You know what? I get it. Some of the characters, they be looking good. Fine. Fine.
um,
Listen,
but yeah,
I have a friend who when they introduced Hazard, um, who is the new Scottish tank. I think he's the newest tank. He's very, very Scottish, but I remember one of my friends was like, they introduced this character for the girls and the gays. So I
yeah.
assume that there is porn of him somewhere out there.
Oh, there definitely will be. I'm going to Google at Hazard Overwatch, but like I'm not expecting to see porn immediately. But
No, because he's a guy. Now, if it was one of the girls,
oh, absolutely. I don't know why I was looking this up. I'm trying to find out who the voice actor is because I would then like
mm.
to know if the voice actor is actually Scottish or
Oh,
because
I
well
don't know.
apparently they're supposed to be from Glasgow. So I would like to know like if they're actually a Scottish voice actor because oh yeah, it is a Scottish voice actor.
Okay.
Yay! Good. Good. Exciting times. Because you can usually tell if you're a Scottish person and you hear a Scottish voice in a game that someone putting on a Scottish accent, because
mm.
then they sound like a very specific type of Scottish, which is the Highlands. Like,
Okay.
and it's very broad, but not in a way that we would do broad. So I'm glad that they actually got Scottish voice actor in to be barely for the girls and the gays.
I think that is a like Blizzard has a lot of bad practices, obviously.
Mm,
But I think that is one thing that I've noticed with the newer characters as they've continued to introduce them. It seems like
mhm.
they do try to be very careful about the representation that they're getting for the characters. So it
Yeah,
does seem like, if it is a Scottish character, it's a Scottish person. If it's, I believe, Magua is the name. Um, I think he's supposed to be Samoan. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, great, this is just gonna be somebody that The Rock voices. It is not. The Rock does not voice him. Um, but I just remember being like, oh, okay, it seems like they are trying to find people that are, you know, more related to the culture than just giving Matt Mercer every voice. Matt Mercer does
Yeah.
have Cassidy in the game, which is, no hate to Matt Mercer. It's just I know he's in the game. Um, and I will say this is very silly, but I was a little sad that um, they didn't have his character in the game also get the fox skin because I thought that would have just been funny to have him be saying the same lines,
Yeah.
but as a different character. Um, but I was like, all right, I do like who they put in the skin. Um, and it even got me to try to play that character a few times because I was like, it just looks so good. It's like, God damn it, it looks so good. Um, I even tried to play the most annoying character because they had the skull skin, and I was like, it looks so good on him, and I hate this character because I'm bad at it, but it looks so good.
How many characters are there?
In
Like, I feel like there's loads.
Overwatch, there's like 40
Yeah.
something.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, there's 40
Yeah.
something across the three roles.
Mm.
So there's your tank, your DPS, and your support.
Yeah.
Um, I am typically a really filthy Moira main, but Moira did not get a persona skin, so it made me jump around and play different characters.
Okay. That's fair.
Um, Mercy as Panther. Ooh,
I feel like I've definitely seen porn of that character.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. But her as Panther, I was like, ooh, you looking good,
mm,
Mercy. Okay.
yeah.
I was like, all right, I see what they did here. Um,
Mm,
and Diva is Queen, which is interesting.
mhm,
But it works. I was like, you know what? It works. I'm not mad about it. I'm a little sad there's no more Ghana representation. But
mhm.
maybe if this collab doesn't take Overwatch 2 down, maybe
Overwatch
we'll
is
get
down. Like,
maybe we'll get like wave 2 where we get the rest of the characters. Maybe.
yeah, probably. I think if it goes well, and if you've just spent all of your money on it, like I assume other people have also done that. Like,
Oh, I definitely saw some people, and I have a few friends who were like, "Oh, I just bought this one skin," and then another friend who was like, "Yeah, no, I got them all too. I couldn't help it." Um,
I got them for the characters I don't even play. Like,
literally, I was like, I want them." And it was very interesting too. I mean, I will say, I think they did a very good job with the collab. When you boot up the Overwatch game, it's Persona music, right, and the
yeah,
artwork is Persona. Um, they have the voice lines. When you play a certain map, King's Row, as the defenders, you start in the underground. Um, but if you look over to the right, the entrance to the Velvet Room is right there, and you can go towards it, and you hear like the music. Like they did a lot of very little nuancy things. There's a key
yeah,
charm that looks like Joker, and there's another one that looks like Morgana. So they clearly put a lot of detail into it, which I appreciated.
yeah.
Um, so I am very happy with it. I'm like, yes, I spent too much money on this, but it makes me happy to see them. I will be very
Yeah,
sad when the collab is officially over and the artwork goes back to normal Overwatch artwork.
yeah.
Um, but I was like, damn, it looks so good. It's just so pretty. Like,
How often do they do collabs? I feel like this must be a pretty random, like pretty regular
um,
occurrence.
it is a pretty regular occurrence. I feel like every season they probably have maybe two collabs. Um, but then they will also sometimes rotate in other ones. Like, so a couple weeks ago, they reran um, Cowboy Bebop stuff. So you were
Yeah.
able to buy some of the Cowboy Bebop skins. Um, I did not, because as an anime fan and hot take, and I know I'm going to get like probably flayed for this if anybody one day looks at this. I don't think Cowboy Bebop saw that. Okay.
Oh,
Like, I think the
oh
music is
no.
amazing. I think this is the thing. I think the music is amazing, right? I think visually it's cool. There's like no through line story there, which is what I like in my anime. I like a story. And there's like very little story. And I'm also like, I actually don't love these characters. Like, so I'm
Oh.
just like, I'm good. I'm good. And I know this is also like the really hot take. And I mean the best character in that whole thing is Ein, because what an adorable corgi. Um, I can't stand Ed. I'm sorry.
Oh
Can't
my
stand.
god! First Mark with his bad takes on roguelikes. Now you're with your bad takes on Cowboy Bebop. Like I'm like, this is not
Uh,
acceptable. Like,
I understand. The thing is, I'm like, I understand why people love it. I do.
yeah,
But for me, I'm like, it's overrated, right? And I tried to watch it, and I've watched it, right? Here's the thing, because again,
yeah,
I am the type of person that like if I'm gonna hate on something, I'm gonna watch it, right? I'm an
yeah.
educated hater.
Mhm.
The music is great. The music stands up today, right? And the artwork for the most part stands up today, right? Obviously, it
Yeah,
looks a little dull compared to other stuff because there's not as much computer, whatever, right?
yeah.
All that. But I'm like, as far as the story goes, I could care less. I could care less about all of them, right?
Oh
I'm
no.
like, stylistically, this is a great anime, but story wise, I do not care. Like, I do not care about the two random cowboys that tells everybody who the bounty is every episode, right? I don't care that Faye was essentially like cryogenically frozen and woke up in a totally different time. Like, I just don't care. I'm like, because
Yeah,
Faye, yes, this happened to you. yes, that's unfortunate that you're in like a whole new world and you're probably so disoriented because of time or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're still kind of an awful person. Same to you, Spike. You are kind of an awful person. So I don't care. Get what you deserve.
Because it's episodic, like you don't need them to have a character arc. It's just about cool people doing cool things, and like not like that's the whole point of it. Like,
But I
it's
can watch
like
other people do cool things and have an overall story arc and have growth and have like
no,
something. So I'm just like, whatever, Cowboy
yeah,
Bebop. And that's why I say, like, I understand the appeal, right? Like, I get the
mhm,
appeal. And again, it's beautiful. The music is great. I'm just like, in terms of where we are with anime and how far things have come, and I get why it's a lot of people's intro, also because for quite some time, that was one of the few anime you could get in the States, right? And
yeah,
I don't know if it was the same thing in the UK, but for a long time, that was one of the few. So it was very accessible. And I know that for some people, it's a lot of nostalgia and all that. But I'm like, it is not the S tier anime that everybody makes it out to be all the time. I'm like, it's good. It's fine. It is not amazing. Sorry, not sorry. Like, there's better
I,
anime.
like it's not my favorite anime of all time, but I would respectfully disagree that it's not S tier. I think it's a fantastic anime about just lonely, broken people who can't move on, and then you just spend time with them, and they're not going to get any better, really.
They're
Like
not going to get any better. I'm like, oh,
they just become like a little lonely, little broken family together, and I'm like, I love that. Like that's
I
like,
think I just think I'm like I don't even I'm like I don't even feel like you all are really like a family. I'm like for the most part I don't even feel that you all actually grow together. I'm like you are all just like it's almost like it me watching I'm like it feels like you all are here because it's convenient.
well, yeah, like
It's
it is.
convenient to each of you. I'm like there is not relationship and again not that it has to be not romantic relationships, right? But just like I'm like it just in some ways, I'm like, it feels like you're just using each other so you don't have to be alone.
Yeah,
I hate that
they
about
are.
people. And that's why for me, I'm like,
They,
I hate this.
I
I
get
hate
that. I
this.
understand. I get it. But I think it's like they're not. You don't have to like everybody for
You
stuff to
don't.
be good.
You don't. But I'm like, for me, I'm like, I need a redeeming character, and your redeeming character cannot be the dog. Like,
Mm.
your
I mean,
redeeming character cannot be the one dog that is.
that's just like your opinion, man. Like,
It is. It 100% is. Right? It's just like I'm like this is not like again, I'm not saying that it's a bad anime, right?
mhm,
And I think people should give it a watch, right?
yeah,
But I don't think it's the best anime out there. I don't think it's like S tier. I think there's so many other like anime that people can give their time to, right? And I'm just like and and for the love of God, not One Piece, because you will never get your time back. And I know that's also slanderous to say in the anime community. Sorry, not sorry. Um, but
oh
Luffy
yeah, I'm
sucks
not
and I
watching
hate
One
him.
Piece. I'm sorry, like I
Um,
don't care about One Piece. Like
no.
I didn't get into it, and I'm too far gone. And if you could please stop recommending it to me when I ask for anime to watch, because I don't have enough time. Give me something that's like got 3 seasons that I can
Mhm.
get through and be like, yes, well done, well done, well done for everyone involved. Great time. Like,
You know it has 3 seasons? Umamusume.
mm. Watch
I'm
it.
not,
That's episodic. That's like Cowboy Bebop. That's episodic. None of these
again,
people are going to get any character growth.
I've
Like,
only seen the first episode, so I have no idea if it's actually any good. I just know that it has 3 seasons.
oh no, no, I'm not going to watch the Umamusume anime. Like, I'm not doing it. I refuse. Like,
I just know it has 3 seasons. That's all.
I'll happily just sit and continue watching the weekly drops of Sakamo Days and Dandaran currently on Netflix.
Ah, we're behind on Dandadan. I have to actually watch that. Well, I think we're only one episode behind. Um, that
Because I don't think they've done the new season of Mashley Might and Muscles yet.
no, not yet.
Because I'm excited for that coming back because I
Yeah,
do like that a lot.
I do think if things work out well, um, as in things fit and I don't hate it, uh, for we have talked about this before. I don't think on the podcast, separately from the podcast. Um, but in October, because of Halloween month, like having different episodes where we're dressed up. Uh,
Yeah.
but I will most likely be able to have a Don to Don cosplay for one of the episodes
Yay!
if everything fits well.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's the one part that's I'm a little nervous about, but we'll see.
It'll
But
be fine. It'll be
that
fine.
that will
Yeah.
be one. Um,
Yeah.
I actually think all the cosplay will primarily be anime. I don't think I have that many
Yeah.
game ones. Oops.
No, I don't really have any that are actual like costumes. Um, but throw some shit together. I can throw some shit together. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like hmm,
I was like, I should get some game ones, and I was like, oh, I have one, maybe.
yeah.
Oops. Oops. I'm like, I guess I don't really cosplay game characters. There's one that I might pick up. I haven't
Yeah.
decided yet. We'll we'll see.
We'll see when we're organizing all of the, and this is a precursor to, we will be having a whole month of Halloween podcasts where we're all dressed
Yes.
up. Like,
Yes.
Halloween's the best, and we love it. Like,
So there's one more episode of normal clothes and then cosplays.
cosplay, yeah, cosplay for the month of October, so you can join us for that.
Yeah. If there's cosplays you want to see, you should let us know.
Oh, you absolutely should. Yeah.
And now you know one of the potential ones that'll be on there as long as everything fits and looks alright. I
Yeah.
ordered it. I just haven't tried it on. I'm a little nervous to try it on.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm
If
sure
I
it'll be fine.
it's like if I'm being nervous, I'm a little nervous. Um, yeah, so that'll be something to uh look forward to if
Mhm.
for those of you who are watching, you can see the different cosplay. Um, and if you're a cosplayer, let us know what you're cosplaying throughout
Yeah.
the spooky season. I guess not even, whatever.
You
Halloween.
don't even need to be a cosplayer. Tell us what you're dressing up as at Halloween. Like,
Yeah. And just because you might be an adult doesn't mean you can't dress up. That's even better to dress up. Have fun.
yeah, dress up, go to a party, get a little bit drunk in your
Yeah.
costume, take loads of photos with you looking cool and all your friends looking cool.
Yeah,
It's the
100%.
pinnacle of Halloween. Like,
And you know what? Even if you don't go to a party, get dressed up, have some drinks, and if you live
switch
in
all
a
your lights out
place,
so
yeah.
that you don't have to go to the door to give people sweets.
I mean,
Like,
or do, right? Maybe you want to be maybe you want to be the person giving sweets and seeing everybody else's like costume,
yeah.
right?
Mm.
Maybe you want to see how cute some of the kids are in their costume. Maybe you want to judge them. Maybe you want to see the parents in their plain clothes and being like, "Why aren't you getting in on fun with your kids?" Tell them to embrace their inner kid too, man.
Yeah. Mm.
And if you were one of those people who was not going to embrace your inner kid and not dress up for Halloween, this is now your warning. Dress up for Halloween.
Candy will come to your house. Like,
I will come to your house in cosplay and be like,
she'll come
"Why
to your house
aren't you
dressed up
dressed
and
up?"
she'll be like, get dressed up right now. Like,
We will find something. We will find something. We will put you in a cosplay. It doesn't need to be a difficult cosplay. It doesn't need to be a difficult
no.
costume, right? Listen.
Yep. Last year I dressed up as Kurt Russell from The Thing, and all I did
Mhm.
was go and get all of my hair chopped off into Kurt Russell's haircut. That's all I did. Like,
There you go.
it was it was not difficult at all. Unless you're very emotionally attached to your hair, then maybe don't do that. But like if you're not, just pick a
hmm
character from a movie, go get a haircut. It's pretty cheap. Like,
I'm saying, we as adults have too much real life shit that we have to handle every once in a while. You have to embrace your inner child and have some fun. And whether
mm,
that is deciding that you were going to dress up on Halloween or spend some time to play a video game so that you can unwind, you should give yourself that luxury and do it. And Halloween only comes
yeah,
around once a year.
yeah.
Embrace
Just
it.
have a fun time. Just have a
Yeah,
fun time.
have a fun time. And then during the month of October, play all the scary games.
Yeah, get all your spooky games, play those. I will be playing games that are spooky enough, but definitely not scary because I am a child.
Same, same. We were talking about this in the Discord, and I was like, "So Dead by Daylight, right? Because that's scary enough."
Mhm.
I'm good with Dead by Daylight. I'll run around as Jill Valentine, and people will be like, "Stop moaning so much," and I'll be like, "Listen, I can't help it that she moans this much." I have a friend who's like, "The problem is that it just sounds too good, but we're gonna get caught." And I'm like, "You right. You right."
It's not her fault. Like, I've never played Dead by Daylight, but if we're doing it as Halloween community stream or Halloween community game, I suppose I will have to try it. Like,
Okay, so you know what? That's also gonna be the game recommendation then for this episode, Dead by Daylight.
okay,
Start playing. And if you don't wanna start playing because you're not sure if you're committed, typically in October, they do have a few weekends where Dead by Daylight is free to play. At least they
yeah,
have for
and
the last, like, 2 to 3 years, if not longer. Um,
is it on Game Pass or am I just making that up?
I have no idea because I don't have an Xbox or Game Pass. But I know on Steam, they have weekends around
Mhm,
Halloween, or even it might even be like a full week or whatever it is, where they do, and this is touch number 2 because I am keeping count. Um, they do have weekends where, or again, weekends or weeks where the game is free to play, so that you can try it out, and then obviously if you like it, you can get it, you can buy it.
mhm,
There are additional characters that you can buy, additional chapters. Some of them are licensed, so they do rotate out. So like I know I have the characters from Stranger Things. I also have Hellraiser. Those I believe have cycled out, which makes sense that Hellraiser has cycled out considering there's a new Hellraiser game coming out. Um,
mhm,
but you'll also get to see a lot of like the classics, right? Mike Myers, Freddy Krueger's in there. Some of the newer classics, if you want to call them that, with the girl from The Ring, Sadako.
yeah,
Um, Saw is in there with Pighead. So it is really a great game for Halloween season, and it is not that scary unless you have some really good killers.
yeah, okay,
So, like Ghostface can be a little scary because the way he sneaks up.
mhm,
Um, who's another one that's pretty scary? Mike Myers can be pretty scary, because he will stand there and he will stare at you.
menacingly.
Well, that's exactly it, 'cause he has some, I forget what they call them. I think they call them perks. I was gonna say quirks, but I'm like, "Wait, that's My Hero Academia." Um,
Yeah,
he has certain perks where it's like if he stands there and stares at you, there's something that attaches to you, and then he can come after you faster, and I believe
okay,
Ghostface, from the Scream series has something very similar,
mhm,
where it's like a stalk, uh, and with like Mike Myers, you hear the music. So you'll
yeah,
hear like the well-known
yeah,
music. So things
the
like that.
classic music, yeah,
Yeah, it adds to the eeriness, but it's not scary, scary. There are some that are like, if they're played well, scary. But it's more eerie. Like the huntress will be humming. Um,
mhm,
and so you'll know she's close because you'll just hear her or whatever tone it is, and as it gets louder, and it's
yeah,
very reminiscent of like the Silent Hill like buzzing of the radio. As it
yeah,
gets louder,
yeah,
something's coming,
yeah,
right?
mhm,
So things like that. But Dead by Daylight will be the one that I will give as the recommendation this episode. Whether or not you wait till it's on sale or the free weekends or whatever, highly recommend. Fun game to play with friends. And they have some weekends where it's actually a 10-player game instead of just a 5-player game.
mhm,
Because they'll do like 2 killers versus 8 survivors, or 2 killers, 4 survivors. Usually it's 1v4.
yeah,
Um, but lots and lots of fun. Um, just as scary as you want it to be, and just a good time, especially if you play with a good group of people.
yeah. And it's well, I suppose it is definitely on Game Pass. I assume it's cross-play.
It is.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, so it doesn't matter what platform you've got, you can check it out for some spooky times with friends. If you wanna play with us, you can join our Discord,
Yeah, I'm
because 'cause
I'm
we'll
down.
be we'll be setting up to have a community game night because it sounds like everybody's pretty excited about it. So we
Mhm.
can have a community game night for Halloween where we all play Dead by Daylight, and I'll be very bad at
Yeah, or
it.
community game morning, because that I think works a little bit
Yeah.
better with some time zones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll be a community game, whatever your time zone is.
Mhm.
So it could be morning, afternoon, or evening,
Yep.
but we will get together as a community and play some games. Like,
Yeah. We've done 2 weeks of Among Us.
hmm
Um, and that has been fun to get people who have not played Among Us to play Among Us.
yeah, hmm
Um, the next time we play, we're introducing the roles to everybody.
oh god, that's going to be chaos. Like,
That is gonna be chaos. I have not played with roles for the most part. I've only played, like, the vanilla version.
mhm.
So that will be absolute chaos, because everybody will have different powers, and then, like, the rules, for the most part, kinda go out the window because it's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this one can vent even though they're not imposter." I think there's, like, something like that. I don't know. I know there's, like, so many
yeah.
roles.
And so like an engineer or something like that, and I think they can vent because then
Yeah.
they're not imposter. Because you would expect an engineer to be able to go into vents to check
Mhm.
things. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm.
So it'll be interesting, but those are some of the things that are happening in the Discord. So before Dead by Daylight, we'll have that. We'll have another Among Us. I know there's some Peak coming. I know
Mhm.
there was a Sea of Thieves evening. Um, well, evening for me, right? So again, adjust for your time zones, friends.
Yeah.
Um, so mornings, evenings, things like that. So things are going on the Discord, things are going on the YouTube, things are going on the site. So you should be checking out all of it, right? You should be
Yeah.
giving this episode a like if you think what we've talked about was great. If you're like, I'm gonna play the Horse Girl game now because
Yeah.
they really sold it, and I want to race some horses without betting too much money and hating myself when my horse doesn't win.
Yeah. You can just get very confused as to why your horse girl did not use her ability for some
Mhm.
reason
Yep.
instead. But you can do that for free.
For free. That's the best. If it's for free, it's for me. So you
Mm.
can race your horse girl. Join us in the Discord for the games. Follow this channel, hit subscribe so that you can also catch the weekly news podcast. And of course, click on gamersocialclub.ca so that you can read all the articles. I know I had a review go up this week. You had a review or two, maybe just one.
Just the one for
Just the
this
one.
week. There'll be a lot more next week.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very interesting. Dara, one of our writers, had an interview with Swery about Hotel
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona and the development behind that. So if you're interested in that, that is exclusive to us on gamersocialclub.ca. So if you're a big Swery fan, head over and check that out because it's a really good piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I had looked at it and read it, and it was one of the things that I knew and I kind of forgot. Like I knew there was involvement with Promise Mascot Agency, which I had reviewed earlier in the year, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. But it was a really, really good interview. So definitely make sure that you check that out. That's the thing I didn't list. I'm like editorials, guides, news, reviews. There's also interviews that go up. So check
Yeah.
those out on the site. And again, make
Mm.
sure you like, subscribe, share this with your gamer friends, give it a like so that I can play some awful games or so that V can laugh at my suffering. I
Yeah.
only touched the mic twice this time around, so no hour of Dark
Reset
Souls. We reset
it.
next week, but 25
Mm.
likes and we'll still play Dark Souls 2. So that's how you
Yeah,
can make that happen. Just send it to your
absolutely.
friends, have them listen, give it a like, and punish me for
for
existing.
your
I don't
bad
know.
for your bad takes on Cowboy Bebop. Like,
Yeah, if that's how you want to punish me for my if that's how you want to punish me for my bad takes by sending this to your friends so that they can like and subscribe, please feel free. I'll give you more bad takes if that's what it takes to like and subscribe
yeah.
this video. Make sure you do that. And until next week, everybody, we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.